And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from a lovely little Westlake Village, California. I want to get right into the charts. What's happened to Bitcoin since the SEC attack? And the big news, again, BlackRock applying for a Bitcoin spot ETF. It is 8 months away, but just to be aware, they've got 575 ETFs they've applied for successfully. Only one failed. So 575 out of 576 ETFs approved. And, BlackRock manages some $9 trillion worth of assets. Some of it, I believe, is the U.S. government's. And with inflation cooling, let's just check in some of the economic data coming out this week. Tomorrow, building permits, and then we've got jobless claims, existing home sales on Thursday, and then Friday we've got S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. So it seems like those numbers come up over and over again, but overall it looks like inflation is beginning to cool, and the low liquidity month for June has yet to play out, even though, rumor has it they've refilled $560 billion worth of debt. Essentially, the repo market is replacing, is helping refill the Treasury General account. And it's getting a little warm in here. So let me give you what else are my thoughts. So Bitcoin on the daily time frame here. Let's jump into Bitcoin and some of the underlying market dynamics. We got the silver cross playing it to the downside. Volatility is now below a 25, and I'd say relatively good setup for trade to the downside. Don't fight the daily downtrend, something I have to continue to remind myself. Despite all the hype, if you simply just look at trend, we are in a daily downtrend. I do suspect we could test this trend line. Well, why is this? Why is this? Why is this? Well, if you widen this out a little bit, sometimes these trend lines, that's two official taps on, within the wicks. These never quite got there. So you could expect another tap on each side, perhaps, that, I would expect a lot of volatility. A lot of people are also talking about the, the 200 simple moving average on the weekly time frame, which is going to be this, not this. Let's take off some of my indicators there, getting rid of the Bollinger Bands on the weekly time frame. We've got this 200 simple moving average is this white line here. I know I got a lot of lines on this chart, but essentially once you break below that, things tend to get bearish. And once you're above it, things tend to get bullish. On the other side of that, you do have the weekly 21 exponential moving average, which is going to be this yellow 21, which we dipped below there and just closed back above on the weekly. So a point for the bulls there. And we still have a relatively positive slope. So in, past prior bull markets, typically you're going to see some good bounces off of that 21. Let's see if I can use my older chart here to show you that. And I'll even take off some of the moving averages. No, style. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So going back to the genesis of Bitcoin, you can see on the weekly time frame, as long as this has a positive slope, and price action remains above there, well, typically you're in a bull market. You can see this deviation over here and then picks it up, buy here, buy here. I mean, lots of good buys. Now, once you break back below it, you can see we reclaimed it, broke below, and big downtrend. Same thing. Generally the bias is above the 21, good on the weekly time frame, and below it, bad. and we still have a slightly positive slope. All right. So back onto the bulls, or the bulls or the bears, our traditional chart here. I wanted to bring back up. How did I have it drawn out? So, I mean, it's either going to break down like this, and using the Fibonacci retracement tool, we, pretty much already hit that 1618, and then vice versa to the upside now. If we are going to reverse out of this area, I'm going to use a bullish retracement from this prior wick right there to this guy right here. So yeah, daily closure back above this pivot, probably going to give us that punch through this trend line. To be fair, probably a lot of stops hanging out above this guy right here. So that would look like the falling wedge, falling pizza, breaking it out to the upside. Now let's just take a look at where that target would be. It's Monday morning. I still need a cup of coffee here. I got somebody drilling in this downstairs underneath me. Yeah, that does get you right up to the pretty much the top side of the range here. That would be the measure move off of this falling pizza. Now, if we break it to the downside, is that more in line with, 21.5? Yeah. And that would be the bear case. Now, what would be our bias buster? The U.S. dollar, we've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks. That once we confirmed a high here, we were expecting a move into this box here. And if we broke below the 1618 fib, which if we use this guy right here from the high to the low, you can see that 618 fib, did get breaking below. So, could you count this as a test and then back up to the 236 in the short term? I think that is definitely a possibility. However, it's kind of a strong bear case for the dollar right now as inflation is coming down. They're cooling on the rate hikes. Many are turning to kind of a recession watch. So here's where you start to get bullish, back above 103.78. I would believe that would be your first warning sign for the U.S. dollar if you want to get bullish on the dollar. Yep, that kind of last pivot right there on the daily, and that would probably send Bitcoin, to the south side, on the other side of the fence if the dollar takes another leg down here, right? And then NASDAQ just remains bullish and doesn't start to break down. Another key level is going to be this level right here at, right here at the 382 on the NASDAQ. If that starts to break, so we were saying, hey, probably going to reject here on the first pass. But if NASDAQ just holds it up and we kind of create a higher low somewhere up here and just rock it up, that would be more in line with the bullish case for Bitcoin. And I think we should all remember why we're here at the end of the day. Why are we here, guys? Well, the U.S. debt clock .org, Bitcoin is the long-term solution to saving your wealth. As we just crossed $32 trillion in debt, the debt that will never get paid back. Very, very unfortunate there. And the interest on the debt alone. So we're turning in the red on the hourly time frame, and I did have a little trade in here on Mr. Pepe Cloyne. I think I'm going to move my TP to like that zone right there. Actually, I might just take it while I'm here, while I got it. There we go. Done. Come on. TP in. Okay. I'll take it. As what do we have here present on Mr. Pepe coin is 1, 2, 3, 4 lower highs. And that should give us a drive all the way to the 1618. Maybe I should put a little more on this one. Volatility is declining. Bitcoin looks like it is actually going to put in another little bounce attempt. So I think this move has played out, and I should be looking for maybe, I mean, if it's going to come down a little more, comes down here. But overall, I think we get a little bit more of a bounce out of Mr. Pepe. Pretty strong 4-hour rejection there. I wonder if this one is going to come down a bit further and Bitcoin goes with it. How's Bitcoin looking on the 4-hour right now? Getting pushed back. And we'll just by losing this level here at 26,383 on the 4-hour would not be good. Dollar is popping up a bit today, a little bit of a recovery bounce. So where could we expect the dollar to bounce to on the daily time frame? Looking for a bounce up at least to the 9. At least to the 9 exponential, and on a bearish retracement, on a bearish retracement, your bounces are going to come up, yeah, to this area or this area. You know, back above here, you let the position go, and we get bullish on the dollar again. I think it's got a lot of work to do, and let's see, will the upcoming data, so tomorrow we've got Fed chair testimony tomorrow. I wonder if that's Jackson Hole. When is the Jackson Hole meeting? August. 2023. August 24th. So we've got that coming up. I wonder, you know, lots going to happen in the next 2 months. And, you know, Bitcoin has, you know, put in a little bit of a rally against the odds here as stocks is starting to come down and dollars popping up here. Kind of one of these times where you can't rely on NASDAQ or dollar as much as your pure technicals on Bitcoin. So we test the bottom side of the channel. Next, test the top side. I would expect, though, a trend continuation. And if you see momentum flip back to the downside on the daily, that would not be good. You know, not that it wouldn't not be good, but that would flip momentum back to the downside. 2-day is up. Volatility is not quite getting the lift off that we want to see yet. You will have 2-day. You really won't have much hidden bullish divergence unless, nope, not quite there yet as well. But you do have it coming back from this pivot right here. So could this one get a little bit higher? Yes, absolutely. Where would the top side of the range be? You know, somewhere around 28,000. So what is going to be the catalyst to push the market higher? I'm not quite sure, guys. Crypto Fear and Greed Index coming in at a 47. Funding rates are positive. You can see overall bottoms get put in or tend to get put in when things get negative, right? So is the bottom quite put in yet? Perhaps not. And by the way, if you guys want to learn TA for free, get the course for building your crypto wealth by using technical analysis. Sign up for free right now. You can check out the link in the description below. Also, yeah, so not only do we have that inflation cooling, BlackRock coming in, you've got the Bitcoin halving 10 months out. So it's a perfect time to sharpen up your trading skills and, start to pull money out of these markets. I guess I will wrap it up with Bitcoin on the 4-hour. I'm going to get rid of this Fibonacci retracement tool. 4-hour breakout levels are going to be here and here. Boom. Boom. Come on, help me out here. So 4-hour targets are going to look like that. And, to the downside, moves are going to be greater as we are in a downtrend. And you're going to have hidden bearish divergence coming back from this pivot of the one drive variety. So I would goose the odds in the favor of the bears in the shorter term time frame right now. Why? How many drives do we have? So coming back from this pivot right here, which I don't know if I'd even call that a pivot. Wow, that noise is fantastic. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, a shot to the bottom side of the range. Would you consider that 3 highs? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Back to the bottom side of the range. Is that the bottom side of the range, or is this the bottom side of the range? And I would advocate that this is probably more like the bottom side of the range. So if we start to see that level break, it's level by level right now on the shorter term time frames, and you can just easily see the levels stair stepping it up and down. Right now, I can't stand the noise going on downstairs. I think they're drilling downstairs. That's enough out of me today. It is Monday. It's early in the week. Happy trading. I hope you guys had a great Father's Day, and I will check in with you tomorrow with some more Bitcoin updates. Take care.